Hi, I'm Chris and you're watching Continental Kennel Club video. Everyone knows that dogs are colorblind, but in fact, as the title of this video may have given away, spoilers, they aren't. Not quite anyway. While dogs can't see all shades of the Roy G. Biv color spectrum like we do, they can detect multiple shades and combinations of blue, yellow, and gray. So if your dog is watching this video with you, this is how it looks from his perspective. This is the first of many common dog myths we'll be tackling today.
Dogs have night vision. It's kind of true. What dogs lack in seeing color, they make up for with their ability to see at night. Now, we're not talking like highlighter green night vision goggles that you'd see in spy movies, but dogs do have better night vision than humans. They have larger pupils and retinas along with extra tissues and structures which allow them to see things in very low light. The tapetum, which is a mirror-like structure in the back of the eye, reflects light. So this reflection gives dogs a second chance to catch as much light as possible. It's great for seeing in low light, but it does take away from their overall vision.
A dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's. You've undoubtedly heard this before, and like many of us, you've heard it so many times that you've accepted it as truth. It's true that your mouth and your dog's mouth each contain about the same number of microbes of bacteria. However, the ones found in your mouth are not the same as those in your dog's mouth. So comparing the two is like apples and oranges, or maybe like a kitchen sponge to a toilet brush. Both are full of germs, but not the same ones. When it comes down to who has a cleaner mouth, humans have two big advantages over dogs. The first is that we don't walk around licking every other person, animal, surface, and object we see. And, we don't use our tongues like toilet paper. And secondly, most of us practice methods of oral hygiene on a daily basis, which removes a lot of the bacteria camping out in our mouths. You have the internet, so I assume you use a toothbrush. Dogs, on the other hand, do lick everything in sight. They also lack opposable thumbs and pretty much everything else that is required of a sentient being to brush its own teeth. So, your dog relies on you to brush its teeth, and you probably brush your teeth more than your dog's. Also, for those of you keeping track at home, dogs can't use the internet either, so I'm pretty sure my logic is solid on this one. So, bottom line, unless your drinking water comes from the toilet, or you're in the habit of ingesting your own excrement, it's not likely your dog's mouth is cleaner than yours.
Number 4, feeding your dog garlic will keep the fleas away. False. There's plenty of crazy alternative medicine ideas for humans and dogs alike. Feeding garlic to your dog is one of the widely accepted methods for flea prevention. The thought is that garlic is expelled through the pores of the dog's skin, and that repels fleas and ticks. But there's little to no evidence that this works. On top of that, high doses of garlic can cause anemia in dogs, so it's probably best to find another way to prevent these parasites.
A wagging tail means a dog is happy and/or friendly. To debunk this myth, let's compare a dog's tail to the human tongue. Both are used for communication. And just like a moving tongue can communicate any number of human thoughts, a dog wagging his tail can also say many different things. Also, did you know some humans are born with tails? Take my advice and do not Google image search that. So rather than thinking of a wagging tail as an indication of one specific emotion, it's really just a signal that a dog is willing to interact. There are many types of tail wags that a dog uses to communicate different things. Tail wags can express enthusiasm, tension, hostility, confidence, playfulness, and more. So in the interest of keeping all your appendages intact, probably not a good idea to assume that it's okay to pet every dog you see with a wagging tail.
Dogs feel guilt. This isn't true. Sorry, those puppy dog eyes are lying to you. It's pretty easy to misinterpret this look as shame or guilt. Research actually suggests that dogs don't have the ability to experience secondary emotions like guilt and jealousy. So your puppy isn't feeling bad because he chewed up your favorite pair of shoes. He's just afraid of getting punished.
My dog understands what I'm saying. This myth is a bit complicated because while dogs are capable of associating words with an action or meaning, they rely heavily on the tone of our voice and our demeanor to interpret what we say. Dogs use the left side of their brain to interpret words and the right side to interpret tones and inflection. While the average dog can commit approximately 165 words to memory, the words are not a sign of the particular meaning, and depending on the way the word is said, it can be interpreted by a dog as many different things. Are we talking about a dog or my wife? For example, I start scratching behind my dog's ears, and in my best, most nonsensical dog voice, I say, "I love you so much, and you're the best doggy in the whole wide world. Yes, you are." Then I repeated the same behavior in the same voice and said, "You're ruining my house and I hate you and regret the day I brought you home." My dog would likely perceive both statements exactly the same way. And I mean this, I've said some really horrible things to Norma Jean over the years, and I feel like this could work on small children as well. I'm not saying you should say mean things to little kids though, just that you could.
Dogs can sense changes in the weather. We've all heard Grandpa say, "My knees hurt, so it's gonna rain." Well, it appears that dogs are even better at predicting weather than our grandpas, and definitely better than your local weatherman. Dogs have the ability to sense changes in barometric pressure and static electric fields. Over time, they associate these changes with the weather. So next time your dog is freaking out, it might mean that there's a thunderstorm brewing.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Completely false. Not only can older dogs learn new things, but since they have a longer attention span, they are often easier to train than puppies. The only learning ability that older dogs seem to struggle with more than pups is that of learning new words or verbal cues. However, you know what they say, practice makes perfect. So an older dog may have to hear a word repeated more times to commit it to memory, but it is still absolutely capable of doing so.
1 human year equals 7 dog years. It's actually not the case. Dogs mature at a much faster rate than humans in their early stages. A 1-year-old dog has the same level of physical maturity as a 16-year-old human, and sometimes a personality to match. After their first birthday, a dog's aging slows down. The 1 dog year equals 7 human years idea comes from an average of all dog lifespans. Well, that's all the myths that we have today, so thanks for watching. I hope we set the record straight. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a favorite dog myth, make sure to leave a comment. Thanks for clicking subscribe.
If you like this video, check out one of our other videos here.
CKC, your dog authority.